this will be interesting. I have great memories of here. Yeah.
When it first started, this was set up. The executive director, or Brenda, the founder, would have her desk right there in this corner. And then the development director's desk was on this side. The things that we would store for the guests to put food in would be along that side. And then the food was set up into these doors. So they'd call your name, a volunteer would bring you in, and then you'd come into this room here. I mean, it was clear full of food in here. There's, and it ran a lot of people through here.
I met Brenda when she was 13 years old, and she had been abandoned in northern Colorado with two siblings. And they left them without food, without water, without money, without heat, without electricity. She worked really hard to provide for her two siblings, and that consisted of stealing bread and peanut butter. You fast forward, and she's looking at people who are suffering, and she's gone through so much, and she says, how can I help them? I don't think any of us anticipated the need that there would be in an affluent county like Douglas County.
So we opened our shop, Christian Brothers Automotive, 10 years ago, and we had a guest in the car with us. I was shuttle driving, and I had taken her home, and she had talked about this incredible organization called SECOR. And she had said that, her husband had left, and she was trying to put food on the table for her children, and that SECOR had changed her life. And it touched me deeply because prior to moving to Colorado and opening Christian Brothers, we too had similarly gone through some struggles and needed help and resources as well. With our shops, we are always encouraged to get involved in the community, and we obviously wanted to. So I thought, what about SECOR? Well, just a few days later, there was a driver and the development director at the time that had come in and said, hey, we're SECOR, how can you help? We have, areas where you might be able to get involved. And I said, absolutely, let's do this.
Load the truck up with pallets in the back from Food Bank of the Rockies and driving back here. And then one particular situation, I think we were typically do that. Lisa said, can you just take it directly to the school? And I was unavailable that time, so you took my truck.
We started unloading these pallets of food and boxes of food. And a little boy comes running up and he said, we got food. I was so scared. I'm starving Marvin on the weekends. And it just hit me right then and there that has never been something that I've dealt with in my entire life, and many of us haven't. That a little boy, very small, he must have been 5 or 6 years old, coming up to me excited that he was gonna get a bag of beans. So we finished unloading, and I called the operations director at the time, and I said, hey, I get it now why there's this transportation need and why we've talked about a mobile market. We really need to bring SECOR to them. And that was the light bulb moment.
For Brenda, it was all about the person. To not make contact with that person and spend time with them and find out their circumstances. Anybody can hand somebody a box of food, but to touch them and help them was what was important. The food was secondary.
It's hands down built from a heart of simply wanting to help people. An incredible woman started this organization in a church nearby, and then it grew to a closet, and then it grew across the street, and then it grew to what it is today. And for someone to walk in the doors here and see the beauty of it, the breadth of it, the impact that's made, the dignity that's given to people that come in and shop. But all that stemmed from someone seeing a need in a church for a community and wanting to help get food to people who were having a hard time.
We were so blessed to work with some organizations that we would walk into, and they didn't try to make us feel less than, they made us feel human. When we walked into SECOR for the first time and we felt that same feeling of every person in here understands that we're all neighbors and we're just here to help our neighbors in a time of need, we felt the dignity and the restoration of that. And then ultimately that means hope, because people come in a state of emergency and needing help. We're just neighbors, we're fellow humans. We're here to help each other. That's what makes SECOR incredible and SECOR's mission.
We need people to feel comfortable walking in the door and getting help. There are people in my life who have had to do that before, and they've expressed to me how incredibly difficult it is to do that. And so I would imagine most of our guests, when they walk in the door, have been battling fear and anxiety and self-doubt just to get in the door. So I want people in our community to know this is a safe place where they will be loved. Like, they will absolutely be loved.
I think the biggest impact is when you walk in to SECOR and you see what it's like, you see the operations, and you see the people walking through getting their food and see the volunteers and how they're interacting. I mean, it's that, wow, look at what's happening here. Look at what's happening.
We went from getting one pallet from Food Bank of the Rockies in our truck for Food for Thought to now it's thousands of bags, and it requires multiple trucks to go get food, and it's absolutely incredible.
We have incredible, innovative minds in this organization that are striving for better. Things that I've seen already are really high-end translation machines. I've seen it in action, where someone comes in, speaks a foreign language, and there are 30 probably that we encounter. They're able to interact live, and we can get them what they need. We have since, over the last 2 years, implemented a technology training program. They go through the program, they graduate, they get a laptop, a refurbished laptop that they get to take home and work. And we've seen jobs come about from that, and people's confidence and self-sufficiency rise. We talk about embracing the community. It's not just people inside SECOR, it's getting out into the community, and that becomes SECOR. We serve 3 counties. We provide food to 2,000 kids during the school year every Friday. But still, the majority of our community doesn't know who we are. The future I want to see is that 90%, I would love to see 100%, but that 90% of the community knows exactly who SECOR is and knows the heart of this organization and the way we make an impact.
It's so much more than coming out of this church. It's just like it's everywhere, and all the people that are involved in it, I think that most of them say the same thing. It's just an incredible place to spend your time and to help people.
Yep, agreed.
I don't know if we can describe it because it's not finished yet. I think we're on a path to something that could be incredible. It
is incredible.
It is incredible.
It's a story not yet finished. It's a legacy that hopefully lives on for many years to help people.